If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 75 of the Chelsea Career Mode here on FIFA 15. We're in the transfer window, but we didn't have any action to show you in the opening couple of days before we got to this game away from home at Goodison Park against mid-table Everton. Obviously, as you can see, we are 3 points clear of their Merseyside rivals and Newcastle United, strangely, up in third in the BPL. So we know what to expect from Everton, kind of. They're obviously a very good side, and I always struggle against Tim Howard, and obviously we're at Everton in the Football Manager series that I do on stream at present, so we kind of know what to expect from the side in terms of play. The question is whether we can actually stop them, because obviously they are a very good side when it comes to the attacking side of the game. So fortunately though, no Salomon Rondon like they've got in the Career Mode Road to Glory, so at least we don't have to deal with his physical presence up top. But they do have Stevie Naismith and a couple of other really good players up top as well, including obviously Victor Moses, who isn't necessarily that good in real life, but does actually find himself being a thorn in my side for Everton in this game. Lee Catamol of all players in midfield for them, having the first chance of the game. Fortunately for me though, he drilled it wide despite having plenty of space there in the middle of the box. Expected him to do much better. Oscar though goes on a really nice run here. That one little Cruyff turn does both defenders, opens up the space to have the shot, but like I say, always struggle against Tim Howard. It seems obviously he was used as the goalkeeper kind of icon and main selling point for the FIFA 15 as a whole, when they said, you know, we've built goalkeepers up from the ground up for 2 years to get goalkeepers to be this good in FIFA 15, and he appears to be the only goalkeeper that actually works properly on FIFA 15. The only thing is, he does work very, very well, and I always struggle to score against him, but we're having the opening opportunities here after that Lee Catamol one. Lovely overhead kick from Robin, unfortunately went over the bar, and then that shot from Hazard. I tried to whip it into the far top corner, but didn't quite have the angle to, thanks to the close attentions of the defender. So we push into the second half, and it's actually Darren Gibson finding Kevin Morales, and immediately into the second half, they take the lead in the 49th minute. Gibson skips past a couple of defenders, slots it through to Kevin Morales, who rather oddly was in too much space in the middle of my box. No idea how he had 5 yards around him on either side to put that into the back of the net. And then we take Cesc Fabregas off for what could be his final game in a Chelsea shirt. Obviously we're looking to move him on. This video is being recorded before I've had the video from yesterday go up, so in this one I'm only going to be looking at my transfer targets, and then obviously for Friday's video onwards we will take into account your transfer targets that you give me in yesterday's video. So I kind of have to record at least one video ahead of time, otherwise I don't have time to get the video made and up for its 1 PM slot on the next day. So apologies for that, that's the way we've always worked it. But Ross Barkley's in here, he had his header well saved earlier, and I don't know what sort of finish that was. He was clean through. It was like Kevin Morales when Morales scored theirs. Clean through and just completely shanked it. Maybe he did it on purpose, being a former Everton player. Who knows? But Seamus Coleman coming down the right-hand side. I don't know what Thibaut Courtois was doing there. Another strange error from him. Fortunately this time it doesn't cost us a goal, unlike the way that it did against Aston Villa a couple of days ago. Their second shot though was well blocked, and it was a tame save for Courtois, much easier than some of the other saves he's had to pull off in today's video. But Stones gets a good turn in there. John Stones of all players shows really good dribbling feet, and then a top world-class striker's finish as well to make it Everton 2 at Chelsea 0 in the 94th minute, and unfortunately we lose the game. So not the way that I wanted to go into the transfer window, to be completely honest. Hopefully that doesn't set the tone for the entire month of January, because as you'll see from the end of the episode, I'll show you the fixture list again. It is crazy congested, and we're going to need to be using the full squad depth for the majority of the month, just to make sure we have fit players for each game. But as you can see, having a look at Tony Cruz here, he's valued at 33 million, so I'm going to have to offer Cesc plus quite a bit of money, considering Cesc is 17 million valued. So obviously 15 plus Cesc makes around about, well, doesn't make around about, it is 32 million. So it's under his initial value, but I'm not sure whether they'll take that or whether they'll want like an extra 30 million on top of Cesc. I'm not sure. Throwing in bids for quite a few players though. Cesc plus 3 million for Rakitic. We'll see what happens there. And then the other players, because I'm still waiting for full scout reports on them, I'm just going to inquire after Parejo, Radja Nainggolan and Paul Pogba, although Paul Pogba I can see his stats, but I just want to see what Liverpool want from him. And I think I am going to, for the umpteenth time on FIFA 15, pass over Marco Verratti. I just don't quite think he's the sort of player that's going to offer me what I need in that particular role. But we come into the second game of the episode, this time away from home again, in the FA Cup. FA Cup third round, of course, first time that we've been involved in it this season. Of course, BPL sides only become involved in the FA Cup in the third round after all of the lower league teams have had their crack at it. Actually, Championship sides only come in at the third round as well, I think. So obviously we're playing Blackburn, who will be playing their first game in the competition as well. Full rotated 11 from the first game. Ramirez and Van Ginkel in midfield. And apologies for my pronunciation of Van Ginkel. I try my best to pronounce it in the best Dutch I can, like you guys told me in the comment section, and I'm trying to make sure that I remember to do that each time I say it. So hopefully I'm not butchering the pronunciation, but still we came close with a good effort early on there with Robert Lewandowski. Good shot that was well saved by their goalkeeper. This second shot from Lewandowski is actually well blocked by Duffy, the defender. Gets enough on it to send it over the top of the bar. Goalkeeper tries to get something on it because he's not quite sure, but it does tamely go over the top of the bar, and Blackburn live to fight another day. They do, however, have a chance at the other end on the half hour. Nice header at the back post. He was left a little bit on his own there. Was quite disappointed with Banat's positioning. Kind of left him on with too much space at the back post. Luckily, it didn't cost us, but Ramirez can't really find a way past the defender here, so I'll just give it a crack. And a brilliant save by Keane in between the sticks. Not only does he get up and keep it out with a really strong arm, but stops it from going out for a corner as well. Recovers it and pulls it off the line to stop us getting a set piece and having another chance to get the ball past him into the back of the net. Then Lewandowski has another effort that's well saved by Keane, and we're going to have to work our way back up towards the goal mouth in the 89th minute now. Very dominant performance from us in this game, but the goalkeeper was just on top. So much space here, though, for Antoine Griezmann. Good shot again, well saved by the goalkeeper. Turns it around the corner for a corner this time. We are going to get the chance to whip in the set piece. It's going to be the Frenchman again to stand it up. Up goes Zuma. Can't quite get there. It eventually drops to Willian here, and Keane gets somehow enough on it to not only divert it away from going over the line, but I think that was actually going wide as well. But the defender made sure by smashing it clear before it even got to the goal line / byline. But we get a 0-0 draw from the FA Cup game, so that's another game added to the fixture list, because of course the FA Cup goes to a replay, so the fixture list is now even more congested, and you'll see how much so, like I say, at the end of the episode. We're having a look at Danny Parejo. They say they want 24, but I'm going to see what they'll say to. That's an offer around about 19 in value, because Marco Van Ginkel is valued at about 7 million plus the 12 million offered in cash. And then Roma come back with this counter offer, or this offer in general. I inquired after Radja Nainggolan, who's one of the best centre mids on the game, and they say they want 10 million for him. I was baffled. I was expecting that they say 20 to 25, and they've gone, no, you can have him for 10. I was like, well, if you're gonna give me him for 10, maybe take Marco Van Ginkel off my hands and I'll give you even less money, perhaps. And then the wages that we save from the Dutchman going out can bring in the Belgian. So fingers crossed that happens. Liverpool say they're not willing to sell me Paul Pogba at any price, which is unsurprising. But my chief executive reckons that we could get him for between 25 and 35 million-ish. So I will offer Cesc plus 10. That's obviously an equivalent value of 27 million pounds. We'll have to wait and see what they say about that. Coming up next in tomorrow's episode is the first leg of the Capital One Cup semi-final against Hull. Then we've got Tottenham in the second game, and then, as you can see, that replay has been scheduled for midweek next week. So we'll have to take on that, and then the other league game, then the second leg in the cup, and then the final league game of the window against Manchester City. But we've got Hull in this half of the draw. I think it was Tottenham and Everton, wasn't it, in the other side of the draw. We're still top of the table, though. Liverpool drew their game on the match day that we lost to Everton, so Newcastle lost as well. So the gap stays at 2 points to Liverpool and 3 points to Newcastle, with Arsenal being a further point behind, and Crystal Palace of all sides being a further point behind them. Manchester United still find themselves down in 14th, with Manchester City up in 9th. So it's an interesting league table right now. We have definitely seen a downturn in our results since we stepped up to Legendary, but I'm hoping that we can continue to keep that lead at the top and really put up a big BPL title fight. And fingers crossed, the midfielder that we bring in this window will help us do that. Obviously, I'm going to take into account your suggestions from yesterday's video for the next episode when I record that, so we can have a look at some different players to what we've put our offers in for today. But looking at Rajan Angolan, pretty sure I'm going to bring him in plus someone else. So I cannot believe they said, yeah, all right, you can have him for 10 million. That's crazy. Roma are absolutely nuts if they're willing to do that. We'll see what happens in tomorrow's episode with that particular deal. But that's going to bring today's video to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course, as always, and hit subscribe if you haven't already. Getting close to that 70k mark now, and I do have a special video coming out for 70k, so definitely hit sub if you haven't already. There'll be a My Player video later on tonight as well, so check that in your sub boxes, and obviously at 8:45 p.m. I'll be streaming over on Twitch as well. So follow the link in the description to Twitch, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, add me on Facebook, and I'll see you next time.